In this video, I'm showing you a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on during a facial. Remember, all facials will be different depending on where you go and who does it. Make sure to check the sidebar for more information and commonly asked questions on all facials.
Okay, we're going to first start this deep cleansing facial with a good cleanser. And I'm going to apply it to the face first. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Clarisonic brush to kind of scrub it in and clean the face like that. And we're going to do that process over again. Now every facial is going to be different from place to place and person to person, but I always like to use some kind of exfoliator to just take off all that dead skin, whether it's a manual exfoliant, like something that's, you know, a product that's kind of gritty, or some kind of chemical exfoliant. This time I'm going to use a chemical exfoliant. It's going to be a 20% glycolic pumpkin peel. And what this is going to do is kind of just get rid of all that dead skin, but it also, with the glycolic, it'll help with any sunspots, any scarring. It's good preventative maintenance for young people, so you try to avoid the sunspot scarring, any fine lines and wrinkles. But this one in particular has just some natural extracts in it: pumpkin, orange, lemon, different things that help kind of soothe the skin down while the glycolic is doing what it's supposed to do, so you won't be red all day long. Your face isn't going to peel like a straight glycolic would do. And this will always, anything with the chemical glycolic or lactic acid, anything like that's going to tingle a little bit. So you can even, you know, some people might fan the skin a little just to cool it down. Others can handle it just fine, and it, you know, doesn't bother them. You can always feel it though. And this also helps, it's also going to help dry up any acne spots, any problem areas. It'll help get those cleared up a little bit quicker than they would normally. And once again, we're going to go all the way down the neck and onto the chest. Does that feel okay?
Yeah,
And do you want any fanning at all?
I think it's fine.
Okay. That will stay on just about 3 minutes.
Okay.
And once your skin gets acclimated to chemical peels, you can usually leave them on for about 5 minutes, but you don't want to do that too soon. You want to make sure your skin gets used to it. Alright, now that the 3 minutes is up, I'm going to take the mask off, and you want to use a sponge or washcloth, something like that, to get it off, but you don't want it to be too hot. It doesn't have to be freezing cold, the pads, but they don't want to be too hot, because your face is already a little warm from the chemical peel that you've had on. So we're going to take this off, and then you always, if you have any kind of chemical peel or enzyme peel, you want to make sure to wash the skin afterwards with just a cleanser to make sure you've gotten all those chemicals off, or else they can continue to work on the skin, and you don't really want that to be the case. You want that on for 3 minutes, and that's it. So we're going to re-clean the face. And I just do this very lightly with my fingers just to make sure it's all gone. Okay, now I'm going to apply a warm steam towel to the skin, kind of just wrap that around the face. And what this will do is help kind of open up the pores, so when I go to do extractions after this, they'll be nice and open for me, and I'm not going to be having to really pick at things to, for lack of a better word. I'm not going to have to really get in there. This will help kind of smooth everything and just open everything up for me. And of course, while we're steaming, do a nice relaxing hand massage. Okay, so now the steam towel stayed on just about 5 minutes, and what I'm going to do now is just put some eye pads over her eyes, and we have a lamp that it's a natural light, and it shows you everything you don't really see in the mirror. So it's going to show me where any of the problem areas are, any blackheads, any breakouts, stuff like that. And extractions, you can always get them done. Some people don't like it, but if you do want them done and your facial specialist hasn't asked you, you can always ask them to do them. It's never a problem. Some people just simply don't like it. And extractions generally don't hurt unless you have really problematic skin, and it's just really a problem. You're going to have to be getting in there with a lancet or something like that. Extractions do not hurt really at all, and what I like to do is just cover the eyes so the lamp doesn't hurt the client's eyes, and then I always take tissues or just something to cover my fingertips to extract the blackheads or the acne areas, because you don't want to reintroduce bacteria into the pores that are next to the problem area. So you always, if you're extracting your own anything on your own skin, you want to make sure your fingers are clean and that you've covered them, even with just a tissue or a paper towel, just something to keep the bacteria from entering the skin around that area, because all it will do is just cause another breakout right next to the breakout you already have. Get my fingertips covered here, and then whenever you see an area, you want to try as lightly as possible to extract it and get it out if there's a blackhead or anything. You don't need to be any redder than you might be after doing this, so you just want to very lightly try to get those areas. Actions, I always go and just wipe the face off. Okay, and now we're going to start the facial massage. Generally, I like to do the face, neck, and shoulders and décolleté, just to make it get everything relaxed. And I always use a non-scented hyperallergenic massage lotion, just to be sure no one's allergic to anything in the massage oils. You can get a lot of different massage lotions and oils, and I always like to use something that's hypoallergenic, because you're going down onto the shoulders and the neck and back. You just don't want those areas breaking out because the massage lotion had something in it that the client reacted to. Okay, I'm just going to lightly wipe off the massage lotion. Okay, now we're going to apply a mask, and everybody's different. Everyone requires something different, a different kind of mask to achieve any certain goal. Generally with young skin, where it's starting to mature and change, most people are going to have a problem with some areas being oily, some being a little more dry. So I always like to use with the little bit younger skin, use a balancing mask, and that's what I'm going to do here. And what this is going to do is help balance any areas. Usually T-zone is a problem in younger skin, T-zone oiliness and breakouts where it's the forehead, the nose, and the chin. So what that'll do is kind of help, this mask will help balance the skin in those areas back to the normal pH that it should be, and then generally around the jawline, and sometimes the cheeks tend to be a little bit drier, so that'll also balance the skin out, and everything will be balanced to the normal pH. Typically we see masks in movies and on TV that are green, and they dry and come off in one piece in the shape of a face. That's not the case for most masks. There's so many different ones out there. This one does actually happen to be green, but it's not going to dry and peel off perfectly. What I do with this mask is actually put a steam towel over top of it, so the pores open up and allow the product to actually penetrate the skin. Some masks, you want it to dry on the skin. This one in particular, you want, to keep it a little bit moister. And like I said, every mask out there is different. This one's going to stay on about 7 to 10 minutes. Some of them stay on 5 minutes, some stay on 20. So everything's different, and you want to just make sure to read directions before you're doing it to yourself, or make sure that you've got the right mask for your skin type and what you're trying to achieve. Okay, and this towel is just going to be applied in the same manner that I did it to steam the skin. It's just going over top of the mask. Okay, so we've got the mask on, and generally I let my client relax in the room for about 7 to 10 minutes while the mask does what it needs to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove the mask now. Generally this mask will come off as I wipe it with the towel. Just go over it with sponges again. And then before I put a moisturizer on to finish the whole process, I'm going to use what we call a Derma Wand. And what the Derma Wand does, it has an antibacterial action to it, and we call it a zapper for short, just to that's kind of what it sounds like. If you can hear that, it sounds like it's going to zap your skin. So I'm going to do this, and it sounds horrible. It does not hurt, really. You can feel it a little bit, but it's definitely not as bad as... Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely not as bad as it sounds. Really, you can go over the whole face with this. It's not going to hurt. I tend to just do problem areas, so we're not bringing anything out that doesn't need to be brought out. And now we do the last thing in the facial, and that's moisturizer. And generally do just a balancing moisturizer for young skin. Totally depends on the skin type and what you're trying to achieve. So this is just a balancing moisturizer. We are all finished.
I'd like to give a special thank you to Heather from the Slender Smith Day Spa in Destin, Florida.